Good to go. Okay, seamless texturing. What happened is that in video game, we are always constrained by a couple things. The game engines, as we talked earlier last week about it, but also the hardware you're going to work with, all right? And the platform also, what I mean the media platform, okay? Long time ago, it was directly circuit board video games. You buy one console, they had 6 games on it, and that's it. You couldn't add anything. And then Atari came up with cartridge, okay? That was huge, because then at that point, you could change games on the same console every time. They had multiple games, and that's pretty big. But that cartridge was just a certain amount of megs, and that's it. Okay, so the artists and the coders and everybody making the game, they need to work with that size, and that's pretty much it. Then we got better, and out of cartridge we got CD-ROM. Okay, 650 megs, which is better already in size, more size, so better art, basically more art, better art. Okay, now we're coming to DVDs. All right, so that's 4.7 gigs for a single side. 7 gigs for double-sided DVDs, and it keeps going like that. And you have download games also. Xbox 360 download games, 500 megs. It used to be 200 megs for the community, for the live arcade. Now it's 500. There's a couple of gigas also. All right. So it's important to understand that. So we had to design techniques basically to make the artwork and to be as good-looking as possible, as refined and customized as possible with what we could do in size. All right, which was pretty small. So what we did for 2D video games, especially we do that in 3D the same way, and that's why I always teach 2D video games to my guys before I teach 3D, because most of the 3D stuff come from 2D anyway, a lot of it, okay? So we had to design a system, and the system we designed is fairly simple. It works in two shots pretty much. It works, you create seamless tiles that can be reproduced over and over to create some large area, all right, like a play field, for example. You want to create a full play field of, say your full level is like that. That's your full level, and that's represent one frame, that represent a second frame, that represent a third frame, that represent a fourth frame, and a fifth frame. What I call a frame is what you see at once on the screen, on your full screen, all right, okay? Now, on that screen, you have most of the time scrollers, side scrollers like brawlers and stuff like that. Most of the time, it's not always. It goes from 1/3 to a half of the side of the screen for the field. Okay, so let's say we have a third right here. All right. Now, making one actual playfield. That's your playfield right here. Alright. Making your play field actually the full size of the 5 tiles at once, make a big play field like that, it's kind of dumb. It's gonna make it very, very heavy on the engine to run. Okay? There's gonna be a big piece of art, let's say a big piece of art that becomes 100 meg for the whole thing. 100 megs. Okay? That's quite a bit, you guys. So we had to decide a way to actually recreate that playfield with a lot less. Let's say 10 megs. What do you think, you guys, we could do to do that, to achieve that goal?
You only see a bit of the playing field at a time.
Yes. Well, we do, because we see only one screen every time.
Yeah.
So we see only a little bit of the playfield in any screen. That's all right. I agree with that. But should we still do one full screen for the playfield? One thing huge?
No, just divide up into 5 different screens, maybe.
Well, if you divide it in 5 different screens, you still have, let's say 20 meg for one screen. That's 20, and that's 20, and that's 20, and that's 20, and that's 20. Unless that same is used over and over, and then at that point you have only 20 megs because it repeats the same thing over and over, then you still have your 100 megs. So that would not work out. So the rule is repeating. Repeat stuff, basically. Okay? So what we do is we do tiles. We do what we call seamless tiles. One of the reasons I teach you guys seamless stuff is because it's seamless tile in 2D, it'll be seamless texture in 3D. The same exact principle, the same exact thing. Okay? So if you know how to do it in 2D, you'll be able to do it in 3D just like that. All right, that's the bread and butter. So you'd be like, okay, let's say I want to have those 5 things, all right, tiled properly. Let's say I make one tile, call it A, another tile, call it B, C, and D. I make 4 different tiles. Okay, so we have A, we have B, and we have C, and we have D. Okay? Now, what happened is, right here they are in order, A, B, C, D. What we can do after, we can do
B, C, D.
exactly. C, E, D, A, whatever we want, because we are going to create those tiles in a way where they are right here, those parts right there, because it's a field, all right? Those parts right here are seamless to each other.
We're talking about the background, right?
We're talking about the play field right now. All right, same thing, doesn't matter, doesn't change anything. All right, so now we have those play field pieces, okay, that are seamless one to each other at the end. All right, they could be differing right here. All right, that could be very different on the top, but never the side on that one, because we're not tiling upward, we're tiling sideways, all right, in that situation, okay? So that's what we want to be seamless and the same everywhere, okay? So what we are going to do is that, you guys understand that? Not too fast? Okay, you got to stop me if I go too fast, okay? That's something I do every day. I'm just super used to it. I'm used to hang out with this guy like Jeff that do that every day too, okay, you guys? So, you know, sometimes I go a little fast if you guys never done it, okay? So just stop me, okay? Only people that do not stop me and do not know what I'm talking about are idiots. The one that asking questions are not idiots, they're smart, okay? So that's how it works. Now, what happened is that in our situation now, that would be, let's say, 4 megs, so we have 20 megs in reality, that's 4 megs each, let's say, okay? We have 20 megs, but those 20 megs are the same everywhere. So we got down from 100 megs to 20, all right? Which is a lot less, so we can put more art of different kind, okay? Well, when we're done with that, and we tiled our playfield properly, it's very much, when you look at it, you can see repetition if you're used to it. It's kind of monotonous, okay? It's kind of like, okay, over, the same thing over and over. So what we'll do next week to stop that, to refine that, we create decals. Decals are objects like stickers with transparency channels that we can apply on the playfield like dirt or blood to actually customize our playfield. So it looks like it's not just 5 repeated over and over. All right? Like that. That shrink down the size of our art assets. Everybody got that? Now, to make those seamless style right here, let me see, is that, I'm good again. Hold on, let me stop right here just a second.